Okay, folks, this should be the last demo for the day. This is going to be a real snooty one. Let's see if I can make this turn up a treat. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have here another image we're going to get out of this look. The Art Gallery of New South Wales. So that's the, oh, you can buy it. Look at that, it's quite expensive, and I found this in a recycle bin. And this is what we're interested in, this character. I don't know who the fuck he is, but he's just in the page. He's got an interesting paintings. I know my dad thinks that this Art Gallery Society is really something. Like, he tried to get me interested in joining the Art Gallery Society, and I just don't have any interest in being a patron. I am an artist, and therefore I want to be in an exhibition, not being a fucking audience person and having to spend money on a fucking dumb membership that doesn't deliver. If I'm going to be a membership of an art gallery, I expect to be, and I've lost my settings, I expect to be hanging in a gallery. I expect to be hanging, not fucking viewing, not fucking gawking at other people's art. I'm a person that likes the limelight, and I'm an artist, so being an artist, I want and I expect to be on show, like any fucking self-respecting artist does. Not fucking being a viewer or a patron. And Dad doesn't seem to get it. He hates my photocopier art. He doesn't even have any of my work hanging on his walls. He has other people's work. It's like he's being spiteful. But he's an asshole. And the thing is, folks, I'm trying to get on the Channel 9 6 o'clock news to get recognised as an artist. And my dad is actually having heart problems, and he's apparently been, I've heard from my mum, he's been in and out of hospital in recent times, and he's having problems with his heart, and basically, yeah, he's not well at all, and he's just an asshole, and I want to be able to make it up to him, or have him, he has to apologise to me on the 6 o'clock news, but I want to be able to not be, he's a bully and a teaser, he's not a nice person, he's not someone that you'd really want to be close to because of that. So he doesn't approve of my work on the photocopier, he never has. He's always disapproved, he's always treated it as if it's just fucking foolishness. And he's just a fucking asshole. And I'm not going to allow him to treat me like that. And the only problem is he likes to pick fights. He loves to make me angry and explode. He loves it. He gets a thrill out of it, folks. If I use a word that he used to describe my interests, like similar to the photocopier interest, he calls them kicks. He gets a kick out of me exploding, that's it. He gets a kick out of it, folks. He fucking loves it. He loves to see me explode, and then I get into trouble because I've just had an explosion. So, he's just really not a nice person, and I'm scared that if I explode in front of him again, he might end up dead. And I don't want to kill him, folks, whether it be accidentally. I don't want him dead. Even though he's an asshole, I don't want to fucking be responsible for his death just because he decided to pick a fight. And then what would happen to me? I'd be in deep shit. I'd be fucking in trouble, big trouble. So I can't afford to have my dad pass out on me or pass away during a fucking argument. So, I can't have that. I can't. He's he's a fucking idiot, but what can I do? I can't do anything against him. I fucking hate him. Whatever, folks. I do not like my father. He's just such an unfriendly, unkind person. He's just so conservative and up himself, and yet he can be, occasionally he can lash out physically as well. He likes to hit me sometimes when we have a fight. And that wouldn't be good. And what if I end up hitting him back and he dies? So I need Channel 9 to help put the past behind me with my father. This is what we're utilising, folks. I want my dad's foolishness to be put in the past, and I want to make up with my dad before he passes away. He's in his early 80s and he's not got much time to live. If he's going in and out of hospital, he could die any time. So it's up to Channel 9 to help me to say goodbye to my father before he dies. I don't know when he's going to die. To me, he's not ready to die. This has come out pastel. He's not ready to die, folks. I don't deem my father ready to die. I think he's not ready yet. It's not his time. It's not his time to pass away. He's got to have, it's just it's a difficult thing, folks, because in some ways, what can I say, folks? It really is difficult dealing with this, dealing with a father that just wants to behave like a fucking twat, like a fucking asshole, and then now he's on his way out, he's going to die sometime, anytime, and I can't even make up with him and all that. If I can just get on the 6 o'clock news, I'll have a chance of, my dad will respect me. He doesn't respect me. I failed socially, I failed academically, I failed vocationally. I know it's because I'm disabled and I don't have any other option, but my dad does not take disability as an excuse to fail. He doesn't believe in me. He doesn't want me to be the way that I am. He doesn't want me to be myself. He just wants me to be something I'm not. And I really need my dad and I to see eye to eye for the first fucking time and not be eye for an eye. Honestly, folks, I'm really over this shit. I'm really over the family dynamics. My brother's also another dickhead who I have to deal with. I don't talk to him either. I've given him a fucking notice as well, without giving him notice, without telling him. He's not going to he's a bully as well. He hates my art as well. Surprise, surprise, he probably got that from Dad. I think Dad was the one that imbued hatred in my brother to hate my art as well. So I'm not happy with either of them. And this is looking shit house, folks. It looks interesting, but I find the face is blending too much. I don't like the blendiness. But yeah, I just really need to get in touch with Luigi, my partner, because I know that if I can get in touch with Luigi and Dad can see that I've got a social life and that I'm finally going to get married, he will back off and treat me with respect. That's the kind of person he is. I know it's being shallow, but my dad is like that. He is shallow. He's a fuckwit. He's a bully and a teaser, and bullies and teasers like normalcy, and my brother and Dad are both normalcy freaks, being normal, being average, being nothing special, nothing extraordinary, but better than being what they think is a fucking failure, and they think my photocopier art is a failure and that my social life is a failure. And yes, they're right about my social life, but what can I do, folks? I love Luigi. I don't want anyone else. I don't care anymore about my social life. That's come up looking much better. There's some nice bits of magenta. there. The face looks a bit less blendy. There's a bit of the face there and there. But yeah, I just wish I could be accepted the way that I am, not have to live up to all these wild expectations that my dad and my brother want to imbue upon me for being different, and they don't like me being different. I know my brother got bullied about me in my photocopier art at school, but it's no excuse to fucking hate upon me. It's not my fault. Those bitches wanted to do that to me and my brother, to put us off to be disrespectful and to make my brother unhappy with me. That's their goal. That was their end game, and they've so far succeeded, and I have to get them to account as well. I want to grind them into the dirt because of what they did, what was left of my relationship between me and my brother. What was left of it, folks? It was already gone into a rift back in 1987, in September 1987. I remember, folks. I remember the rift, folks. And it's not going to clear up just because, time has gone by. It's still going to be there, folks. I have to fucking prove something to these bitches that I'm a success and that I'm to be respected. And if I can turn into a celebrity, then I've got I've got hope, folks. I've got hope that the past with my dad and my brother can be erased and put to bed, and that I can somehow be considered a success. This is not looking too good. This is shit, folks. This is fucking shit. I actually like the pastel version, funnily enough, even though it looks really wishy-washy. But yeah, I really need to get in touch with Luigi, and I really need to get in touch, to find where he is. I can't do this on my own. I can't find Luigi on my own. He's gone. He's missing. And I'm lonely. I get lonely, folks. And loneliness kills like 15 cigarettes a day. It's deadly. It's fucking deadly, folks. And yet I get exposed to it constantly. And I have had it. I've been a lonely person on and off since I was probably as young as 4 or 5, when Mum used to go to Orchid Society meetings. It's not her fault. She has every right to have a life apart from just being in the family, but fuck me dead. These Orchid Society meetings were the beginning of my discovery of loneliness when I was a young one. It's not her fault. She deserves to have something outside the family zone. Orchids were her passion, and she loves orchids. Orchids are indeed a beautiful flowers, and she absolutely adored them. And she joined when we were living in Queensland, she joined the I think it's called the Queensland Orchid Society or something, where she used to hang out with other orchid enthusiasts, which is fair enough. And she really used to hang out there, and she used to talk about orchids, and she loved them, folks. She really loved orchids. She even took some down from Queensland to happen to have here in Sydney. And while most of them actually died, there were some that surprisingly acclimatised to the new climate that they were being exposed to, Sydney climate. And yeah, she had some in the garden, so that was really nice to see that she was interested in something and she had an activity that really thrilled her, that really made her feel happy. Everyone's entitled to a hobby or an interest, just as much as I'm entitled to be a photocopier artist. You know what I mean, folks? So I really need my past to be put behind me. I did stupid things in the past, and that's why I'm in deep shit with my dad and my brother, because I did stupid things that pissed them off, and they just don't forgive me anymore. and I don't want my dad to die not saying goodbye to me, at least. I want to be able to say goodbye to him, and that's come up nicely. I like that. I think we can work with that. I want to be able to say goodbye to my father before he dies, and I can't do that until I go on the 6 o'clock news. So I have to fucking do that, folks. I have to do what I have to do, and it's really been challenging to put myself out there, to really make an effort. But I'm trying my best as a person living with disability has to do, and basically, and I just hit a button, that one. And I just need to somehow put my dad and my brother back into the good books, that somehow we can just be good mates, family members for a very first time in a very, very, very long time that we've been family members. We've been more enemies, more haters, people about discord, and Mum loves me, but she still doesn't see my art as financially viable, so she's not exactly for it either. And this is in my blood. This is me. This is photocopier art. This is who I am. This is what I do best, and I know that I can crack it if I'm given an opportunity, folks. Opportunities rarely come knocking these days. It's more like the school of hard knocks. The only knocks you get are knockbacks or disappointments. Things that shouldn't happen, but they do. So to get more knocks, the school of hard knocks. And school was like that too. I didn't get along at school. I got teased, I got bullied. My schoolwork was shit house. I had problems with my memory that were not diagnosed. High functioning autism, not diagnosed. Ended up, and I've got another disability that has been diagnosed, but I can't talk about it here because it carries with it a certain stigma, and stigma's not good. I don't need stigma to add to my list of woes. I don't, folks. And I need to get in touch with Luigi, otherwise I'll never get the respect I want, and these problems will never get resolved. They'll never get resolved, folks. They'll just fester and fester. Dad will die with it on his head in his grave. My brother will probably eventually take it to his grave as well. The hatred will just fester and fester and fester, and then we'll never get to be a family. What's the point in having a family when your family doesn't get along? What's the point? It's pointless, folks. It's pointless. So I want this family to be a fucking family for the first time in a very long time. I used to get along with my brother. We used to play together a lot as kids. Now it's not like that. My brother does live in Adelaide, and so does my mum. Dad lives in Mona Vale, not far from, quite a distance from here, but it is in Sydney. So yeah. So I talk to my mum regularly, but she doesn't agree. She thinks my photocopier art isn't viable financially. I think that's how she's kind of alluded to. I'm pretty sure she worries about me trying to keep cranking away at this TV campaign. But it's got to blow, it's got to happen. Otherwise, nothing will be resolved. I'm also not coping. I won't be able to cope soon with the cost of living. This photocopier, this phone, and my computer are getting old, so I may not be able to afford to replace them. So I have to fucking get this on the news ASAP on Channel 9, on the 6 o'clock news, where everyone watches it. And that's come up looking really quite nice. I think we can finally call this prolongated demo quits.